I was able to watch Knuckles, so let's review it. Start off with everything I liked about the show. And for starters, this show is just enjoyable fun. We finally have a show featuring Knuckles, and it's just fun to see Knuckles on the screen. Last, it has that humor in there, and it's just a lot of fun. Now, speaking of the humor, I'm not a fan of the first two Sonic films because of the humor. But when we come to this show, the humor is better. We're not getting dumb jokes like this.
And I am asking you, for the last time, what would you like on your bagel?
I'm not telling you anything. And that is a display bagel.
We're getting better jokes. Now, the humor's still in there. We still get like weird, dumb jokes sometimes, but it's not as dumb as the first two Sonic films were. And I do feel like that there were some more adult jokes in here than they were beforehand, adding more to that comedy side and making me appreciate more of the jokes in here than just dumb jokes like I just showed you. And the CGI in here, the CGI looks pretty good. It looks exactly like the movies do. Knuckles looks exactly like he would if he was in the movie. This show has the movie budget for it, and they make him look good. Now, he's not fully in the show, which we'll talk about more, but he looks good. And I feel like if you're a hardcore Sonic fan, this is exactly the show for you. That's everything I liked about it. Time to move on to everything I didn't like about it. Now, you probably heard these complaints by now, but for a Knuckles show, it's not about Knuckles. Knuckles is completely sidelined in his show to make room for Wade. At first, I was fine with it because Knuckles was still part of the story for the first 3 episodes, but by the time we get to those last 3 episodes, Knuckles isn't really part of the story anymore. And then when we go to the last episode, and when we complete Knuckles' arc that he had throughout the show, it's completely rushed. Like, Knuckles' storyline in those last 3 episodes are completely rushed. They come out of nowhere. Like, the villain Knuckle fights, that came out of nowhere. There was no setup to that. And his arc just instantly was done in 10 seconds. And there's just almost no build up to it because Knuckles was barely in his own show. Speaking of character arcs are predictable. The show's predictable. That's not really surprising from the plot points that it has in here. But since Knuckles' character arc was so rushed, the main part of the story is rushed that you came to see. But Knuckles' arc is so rushed in the final episode that you don't have really much time to comprehend it. And the show sidelines Knuckles so much that you almost forget his character arc in here. And that's the main problem with the show. Knuckles is sidelined in his own show. Basically everything the trailer showed us, that's the first episode. Everything else is basically about Wade. Now the first 3 episodes, it kind of goes along with the first episode of what Knuckles was told to do. But yeah, like I said, those last 3 episodes you go to, Knuckles is not in the show anymore. His arc is completely sidelined, which is why I think this show needs more episodes. If you wanted to take your time with Wade, you need to do that with Knuckles too. So then make the episode about 3 episodes longer, I think would have done it. Or make each episode an hour long like they said it would be. Instead we get 30-minute episodes. But if you do that, I feel like you fix some of the problems with this show. But overall, Knuckles, I would recommend it if you're a die-hard Sonic fan, but there's no other point in watching it otherwise. But for me, I personally will give Knuckles a 6 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. If this video interests you, maybe these ones on the side will too. And thank you guys for watching.